Then comes our third method, that is systematic sampling. Systematic sampling is a probability sampling technique that involves selecting a sample from a larger population by choosing every kth element from the population list after a random starting point. Where k is the sampling interval. This method is useful for large or diverse populations. It's generally simpler to conduct than simple random sampling and aims to create a representative sample by ensuring an even spread across the population, but it can introduce a bias if the population is ordered in a way that creates a hidden pattern. Systematic sampling is said to be biased sampling because the population is ordered in a way that creates a hidden pattern. Example of systematic sampling. Here's a simple example. You have a list of 1000 customers. That is your population. You want to survey 100 customers. Your sample size. You calculate the interval 1000 population that divided by 100, that is your sample size. It means your total population upon divided by your sample size, which will give us 10. This means you will select every 10th customer. So this is systematic sampling. The total population, then our sample size, and then what we will get is the kth element. You choose a random starting point between 1 and 10. Say you pick 7. You have to select a certain number of people under the number 10, not more than 10. This is the criteria for systematic sampling. You choose a random starting point between 1 and 10, say you pick 7. You then select the 7th customer. Okay, then the 17th, the 27th, then the 37th, and so on, until you have your 100% sample. Till 100 you have to pick it up. That means that every 10th number, and okay, the kth element is the 10 here, so 17th, then 27th, then 37th, every 10th number, not under 10. Then comes the non-probability sampling. Non-probability sampling, easily accessible, meets the research criteria. These are the two broad characteristics of non-probability sampling. Now, convenience sampling. First one is convenience sampling, then second one is purposive sampling, then third one is quota sampling, and fourth one is snowball sampling. What is convenience sampling? As the name is indicating, convenience. It means it is convenient, not very tough to select the data, or we can say the sample from a large group of population. Okay, so this is, first of all, this is easily accessible, that is why it is convenient sampling. So for example, here we can say one is the mechanical engineer, someone is a doctor, someone is a artist, someone is an engineer, someone is a teacher, someone is a student. So there is a vast population, and you have to select only one person from that particular from the whole group. For example, you have to select one teacher, one group of doctor, and one anyone, whatever were the as per your criteria. Okay, this is convenience sampling. This is easier method of non-probability sampling. What was non-probability sampling? As we have earlier studied. Non-probability sampling. Here it is. Yeah. Here it is simply mentioned that non-probability methods include convenience, snowball, quota, purposive sampling. So where we were on simple random, stratified, we have completed a stratified sampling as well. Then we have systematic sampling. Okay, then we have our convenience sampling, non-probability, and then we have purposive sampling. This is convenience sampling. Then we have our purposive sampling. Okay, what is purposive sampling? Purposive sampling, as the name is indicating, there is a purpose of selecting the sample. This is purposive. Without any purpose, we can't select this sample. how this should meet the research criteria. If the particular person is meeting the research criteria, then only a purpose will be solved for that selecting that particular person in a research. This is known as purposive sampling. Then we have quota sampling. From the quota of this person, from the quota of this person, and from the quota of these 3 persons, from the quota of these 6 persons, we have to select certain persons from this quota. Means only vacant seats for allotting this seat to particular person. For example, if we have to select from this group, the quota will be a 1 person. So what we will do? We will select 1 person here. From there, we have one. Consider only 1 seat is there for the quota, completing the quota. So we will select only 1 person from each group or each quota. Then we have snowball sampling. Snowball sampling. So okay. So one by one, we will understand what is sampling. First of all, we have convenience sampling. Okay, convenience sampling, as it is shown in the picture, these are researchers. Okay, so this is sample and this is our population. This is our population. This is the researcher, and the researcher has to select the sample. Okay, so convenience sampling is a non-probability research, and you have to remember what there are certain methods in the non-probability sampling and certain are there in the probability sampling. So convenience sampling is a non-probability research method where participants are selected based on their availability and proximity to the research. Okay, the availability and proximity are the 2 main factors which will affect the researcher's sample. Convenience is the basic factor which will affect the sampling procedure rather than random selection. There is no random selection like the probability sampling, but you have to choose, as there are some norms in the probability sampling, some norms are there in the non-probability sampling. So you have to select as per your convenience. It is a quick, inexpensive and practical technique. This is a quick, inexpensive and practical technique often used in early research or for exploratory studies. This is a basic technique which we also use in school days. For example, the teacher uses to select the students who are convenient for a teacher to do their tasks, something like that. This is known as convenience sampling. For example, if a survey is going on and the government needs help of some persons, what the government can use for that particular thing or for helping the nation, what they can do is they can conveniently select some persons from that particular data set, and then the persons will going to help, the data set will going to help that particular person. However, because it doesn't aim for a representative sample, findings from convenience sampling may be biased. ठीक है, it can be biased and limit the generalizability of the result. और क्या कर सकते हैं? Generalizability of the result, limit the generalizability of the result. Okay,